So those of you who know me know that I really enjoy sports of all kinds. Baseball is my favorite. I'm a big Cubs fan. You've often seen me wearing a Cubs hat. I'm going without the hat today because I was like, hey, let's change it up. And unfortunately, I've got hat hair. But I love sports. I love games really of any kind. I love playing really anything. Now, obviously when you're playing a game, when you're playing a sport, the goal is to win. You've got some secondary goals, obviously, maybe about getting better, about teamwork, about some different things. But the purpose of playing is to win. Now I want you to picture that you're playing a game, maybe you're playing a sport, whatever, and for whatever reason the game is already won. At the end of whatever encounter that it is, whether it's a card game, whether it's, a basketball game, whatever it is, at the end, when it finishes, you will have the victory no matter what. So, you're playing the game, and let's say you're just getting dominated by the opposing player, by the opposing team, whatever it may be. It doesn't feel really encouraging, does it? It's really frustrating to feel like you're just getting overwhelmed, slammed again and again and again. Let's say they're just going on this massive streak. And you just can't get anything going right. Nothing is working. You're messing up, making mistakes left and right, and everything is just falling apart. You would feel pretty crushed by that. Unless you can hold on to the knowledge that you've already got the victory. Today's psalm has this line at the beginning that talks about how from their youth, this is Israel speaking, from their youth they've been oppressed. It's like everything has gone against them for as long as they can remember almost. The enemy, the opponent is winning. And yet, they recognize that they still have the victory. That even in those moments when it feels like everything is going wrong and against them, there is a victory that can never be taken away. And we know that that's the victory that we have in Christ. That He has already won everything for us. The final tally is set and it can't be changed, and we come out victors. Jesus has already won everything. And yet, oftentimes, right, we're in the game of life and we can feel like we're losing. We can feel like everything is going against us. We can feel like we're being oppressed. We can feel like we just keep making mistake after mistake after mistake. And we need to remember to hold on to the fact that the victory is already taken care of. Now, the danger sometimes in this is that we can get so focused on the victory, on waiting for what's to come, that we forget about the importance of now. Because the game, actually, life is super important. I love what Paul says in Romans chapter 5, because he talks about boasting in suffering, because suffering produces perseverance, and perseverance produces character, and character produces hope. And he says that hope does not put us to shame, because God's love has been poured out into our hearts, that there is something that takes place in the midst of going through the game, going through life, being on the field, being involved in that, having that opponent, and even suffering, struggling, failing, making mistakes, having things fall apart around us. That's not just about waiting for the victory to come, but that happens now, that produces something in us, that actually builds up in us something that is good, something that God uses. And our interactions matter as we build character and as we have hope for the things to come. So my prayer today would be that, yes, we keep our eyes on the victory that we have, so that we don't have to be afraid, so we don't have to feel completely at a loss or overwhelmed when things do go bad. We can remember that something good can still happen as we learn perseverance and character and hope, and that we would keep our eyes fixed on the victory that we have in Jesus.